Hello there. Happy Thursday, everyone. Last week we had a bit of a fun week. I recorded twice, so I made sure that my microphone is working this time so that you're not watching me wondering why is she pantomiming in front of her computer screen. But last week's topic was a good one. If you missed that, if you haven't been following along, if you're new to following me on LinkedIn, go back and watch last week. We talked about one of my favorite habits, one of my cornerstone habits, when we're thinking about holistic productivity, stress management, and burnout prevention. I'm Caroline Milton. I'm the owner of Milton Coaching Collective, and I am obsessed with all things stress related, how we can implement better ways and tools for managing our stress so that we can prevent burnout, improve our productivity, and then getting on with the rest of our lives, right? We don't want work to overwhelm our lives, but we want to get fulfillment from our work. And so I am here to help ensure that you are getting just that. I came from a background in engineering and manufacturing, and in my work, in my corporate work, I made a lot of mistakes that I love to share with you in hopes that you don't repeat my mistakes, or if you have made these same mistakes, that you can know what to do instead. And today I am talking about something that definitely was common in my own workplace experience, which was that of the afternoon slump. Yeah, raise your hand if you are a victim to the afternoon energy slump. That period of time, 1 to 3 p.m., where you just feel like you cannot get anything done on a timely basis, where you'd rather be sleeping, taking a nap, than doing some work, and where you just generally feel like those energy levels crash. Now, this experience to me goes all the way back to high school, and that feeling of like, I can't pay attention in my classes right after lunch. What's wrong with me? And the truth is, there are a lot of things that can be contributing to that afternoon slump. But before we get into some of the mistakes and what you should be doing instead, I do want to acknowledge that it is a normal part of our circadian rhythms, that clock that rules our day, to have a dip in energy levels between 1 to 3 p.m. So it is normal to experience kind of a lull in our energy levels. But this might be exaggerated by different things that we're doing throughout the course of our day, or the things that we're not doing that are definitely causing that afternoon slump to be more severe. So let's get right into it. What are some of the mistakes that you might be making that are contributing to that afternoon slump? First thing is that you're skipping meals. So perhaps you're skipping breakfast, perhaps you're skipping lunch, or perhaps you're skipping them both. Those skipped meals can lead to an energy crash. This is the most obvious, right? We use calories for our energy. And when those food does not come from, when those calories do not come from food sources, our body uses our fat cells in order to convert to energy. That is a more involved process. We have to have the presence of ketones in order to go through ketogenesis and convert fat cells into energy. So it's much easier for our body to use calories for our energy sources. And without calories, we are going to experience a lull in energy. So if you're skipping meals and feeling that afternoon slump, first thing to do is reincorporate some meals. The next thing that we might be doing as a mistake is incorporating too many simple sugars into our breakfast or our lunch. Now, there are different types of sugars. There are simple sugars and there are complex sugars. Those only mean the number of links that have to be broken by our body in order for our digestive system to absorb those nutrients. So simple sugars typically have 1 or 2 links that have to be broken. That means they process very quickly in our body. Our body uses that energy and then it moves on. Complex carbohydrates, on the other hand, have multiple chains. These are called polysaccharides, which means it takes the body much longer to break down this food and use that energy source. So if we're eating things like muffins or pancakes or simple carbohydrates with our breakfast, That means that our body uses that energy very quickly and then does not have a subsequent energy source. So we can introduce more complex carbohydrates. Oatmeal is a great recommendation for breakfast of a complex carbohydrate that can give you a longer period of satiation. Another common mistake is that we're eating a breakfast or a lunch that does not have my big three: fiber, fat, and protein. You might be making yourself a salad that has carbohydrates in the form of vegetables and a protein source, but it does not have a healthy form of fat. Or perhaps you're not incorporating any complex carbohydrates into that salad and therefore aren't getting that long-term satiation that you really need. So look at your meals and ask yourself the question of, am I getting enough protein? Am I getting enough healthy fat? Am I getting enough fiber, which is a complex carbohydrate? And if the answer is no, then you can revisit those meals and ensure you're getting more satiation, more energy from it. If you have questions about what any of those things entail, reach out to me directly and we can chat about what that looks like for you. The next mistake that you're making is that you're not getting enough water. So a lack of hydration throughout the day can send our body into an energy slump. So ensure that you're getting lots of water and you're going to feel more active. You're going to feel more energy throughout the day. Not only that, but when we're using the restroom regularly throughout the day, we're getting up and we're moving our body, which leads me to the next mistake in that we're too sedentary. Our bodies are created to move. We are made to move. But in the last 100 years or so, we're not moving. And as a result, we're hitting that afternoon slump. So ensure that you're taking regular breaks throughout your day to move your body and to get those juices flowing. And that water intake will help ensure that you're getting those regular breaks. The next mistake that you're making is not managing your stress in the beginning parts of your day. So if you're beginning your day with chaos, and then just piling on stressful events, your commute, stressful meetings, confrontations with work, with coworkers, getting the kids out of the door in the morning, all of those little stressors without stress management intervention are going to cause an impact on your energy levels. It's just a natural response of our nervous system. When we experience too much stress, we need to come down from that stress. Not only that, but when we are stressed out and we are attempting to assimilate nutrients from our digestion, it is limited because the blood flow to our digestive system has been reduced. And so you're not getting that energy that you need. So incorporate more stress management, especially into the beginning parts of your day, and watch your energy levels pick up. The next thing that you might be experiencing is caffeine crashes. We tend to think of caffeine as giving us energy, but the truth is caffeine doesn't give you energy. What it does instead is block adenosine receptors that signal to your brain that you're tired. So when the caffeine has worn off, those adenosine receptors then bind to adenosine, which tells your body, I'm tired. The answer here is not actually to drink more caffeine, because in my next point, caffeine impacts the quality of sleep that we're getting if we drink it too late in the day and if we drink too much of it. So rather than drinking more caffeine, look at whether or not you can eliminate caffeine altogether from your diet and reprogram your body to look for energy from other sources like food and like movement. The next mistake that we're making is getting not enough natural light and too much artificial light. So we're not going outside and getting sun intake directly into our eyes, so not even through our glasses, but sun intake from the sun. When we get too much artificial light, this is going to impact our sleep patterns, especially after dark. So incorporate in blue light blockers to use when the sun goes down. Get plenty of sunlight exposure throughout your day. Take more micro breaks. Go outside. Look around the earth around you. Don't look directly at the sun. But you get more sunlight into your day and use less artificial light. I recommend replacing fluorescent lights in your home with soft natural lighting and moving those lamps as close to the ground as possible. The Scandinavians have that one right. And last but not least, definitely not least, is we're not prioritizing our sleep. So when we have inconsistent sleep patterns, this then results in inconsistent energy patterns. Prioritize your sleep, protect your sleep, not only in the quantity of sleep that you're getting, but also in the quality of your sleep. Invest in a high quality mattress. Eliminate technology from your bedroom. Incorporate a wind down hour in the minutes leading up to when you go to sleep to ensure stress levels are low, that activation in your body is low, and that you're preparing your body for sleep. These are the things that you can do to ensure that you are at your most productive self throughout the day, knowing that your body does have a natural biological rhythm, but optimizing it as much as possible. So if you have any questions for me on anything that we talked about today, or if you feel like you're ready to make a difference in your experience of stress, then let's chat. I have included a link in the description of this video where you can book a complimentary consultation with me. We'll dive into what's robbing you of energy, what your top stressors are, and start to build a program for you that really works. I look forward to chatting with you then. I'll be back next Thursday talking more about how you can engineer your energy. Once again, I'm Caroline Melton. Thanks for spending your lunch with me today. We'll see you next week.